I'm recording. Hi everyone, today is May 6th, 2017, and I'm just trying to figure out how to start our broadcast, so bear with me. Is it recording? Today is May 6th, 2017, and it's a little bit of a late start, but today we're going to talk about all the incredible transits coming up in May, and we have so much to talk about. So I've got all my notes, and then at the end here, we're going to do readings for everybody. I hope I can get through it all, but May is quite a big month, so here we go. Thank you so much, Sammy. We'll talk to you later, and we're rolling. Bye. It was great. Okay, you guys ready?
Yes.
You can chat to me too. You can type your little message if you want. I don't know if I'll be able to read all the messages as I go, but why did the session end? Oh my gosh. Amy, are you still here?
Yes.
Oh, that was the help session. I was like, I lost you? Did you?
I see you. Am I muted?
No, you're not muted. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Can you see the screen, the chart, and me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm going to mute you now. There we go. So we've got everybody here. We lost a couple people, but I hope they come back. Anyways, I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. You know, Mercury in retrograde, it went direct on the 3rd, but it stays in its shadow until the 20th. So you will go through technical difficulties like this. And the best way you can manage really frustrating technical difficulties where you feel like you're just disappointing other people or life is disappointing you is just roll with it. And I guess just kind of adopting a good attitude and implementing strategy. It's like when Mercury's in retrograde, you need lots of backup support. So I wanted to show you this screen, okay? The screen is a picture of May 6th, 2017, 9/22, and I wanted to show you how this is looking today. This is a picture of the sky as it is right now. You can see that we're in our May birthday month, and we are about halfway through it. Cancer is rising, and right now we've got a Virgo moon. But what I really want to show you, let me try to edit this for just 1 second because I want to put this, I want to show you something, and it's very interesting if I can do it. Let's do Sun on the Ascendant. So we're going to do this. I want to show you this energy. Right now, let's say Taurus was rising. I want to show you what's going on in the world today because it's really quite interesting. We are having a Taurus sun, but that's about all we're having. See how only Taurus, there's only one planet in Taurus, and it's the sun? Well, look at all of this. Venus in Aries, Mercury in Aries, and Uranus in Aries. And look at Mercury at 24 degrees Aries and Uranus at 25 degrees Aries. Wow. With Venus creeping up on it. Now, when you have Mercury and Uranus that tightly together, you have really volatile, super busy energy. Mercury is your mind, it's your communication planet, and it's kind of crazed right now. Hang on 1 second. I want to talk to you about this in a way that you can really understand because it's super important. You know, it's kind of a high anxiety time right now. I don't know if you're feeling it, but I sure am. I just called my girlfriend Gina, and I had just told her, you know, I'm really having high anxiety and I can't get it out of me. I could go run 5 miles, I could drink a margarita, I could pet my cat, I could take a bubble bath, and it's just not leaving me. And so I started to really look at the chart and I realized, wow, it's a high anxiety time. And so if you're feeling this, it's pretty normal. So when you have that Mercury and Uranus in the exact same spot, and then it's in this giant square in the chart, it's really quite incredible. Let me show you where the square is. So here you have this Uranus, which is the shocking planet. It's the breakthrough planet. It's the planet of, it's incredibly tightly wound energy. It's like a lightning bolt, and you have it on the communication planet. And then you have it in a wide opposition, but it's opposing the higher self of Jupiter. It's opposing the happy-go-lucky planet, if you will. And it is also right here, square to Pluto. And so there's a power struggle with this anxiety. And I want to talk to you a little bit more about it. So, because I think it's important that we understand it, because when we understand it, we can do something great with it, because there is a good side to this too. So at this time, you're going to feel that people and yourself are kind of short-tempered. You know, Aries can be nice, but they're very hustle bustle and kind of edgy. And when you've got Mercury in Aries and Uranus in Aries, it's intense and it's so restless. So for the very first half of May, we've got this really, really tight between 23 degrees and 25 degrees. So if you are in Aries between 25 degrees and 23 degrees, or any cardinal planet, Capricorn, Libra, or Cancer, you're really feeling this. I'm a Sag though, and I feel it. So it's all trying to Sagittarius, and so it's supposed to work a little bit more harmoniously, but my God, I think it is so much information coming in, because it is the communication channel. This creates shocking news, and it can be a time when you see yourself or experience yourself with a short temper. It's as if there's so much information coming in, it's at the speed of light, and it can produce shocking changes too. Just too much information, if you will. Also, in its highest form, I want to talk about this. So if you're having high anxiety, this is kind of like a bunch of chickens clucking around, cluck, 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 going nowhere. Just going in circles, going nowhere with information. It's like we don't know what to do with all the information that we have. And we know we want to do something, but we don't, when it's this restless, sometimes you get into a paralysis and you don't quite know which direction to go into. The full moon in Scorpio, though, I think is really going to help us. And thank God the sun is in Taurus. So if you can get out into nature, I think that will help. If you can get into water like the beach, I do think that will help too. I think working extra hard to sit still right now, that's what I'm doing. The best thing that I did for myself, and I don't know if this will work for you, removing stress, restlessness, or anxiety, is I actually downloaded a whole series of really funny audiobooks. And I've just been listening to my audiobooks to sort of take me out of my own plight, if you will, and into somebody else's comedy and absurdity. And it's helped me a lot, tremendous amount. I'm in the grocery store with my Beats headset on, laughing, buying my groceries. So I'm being a little antisocial, but at least I have a groundedness happening at that time, because it just allows me to sort of escape the news, if you will. Now, under this shocking news, shocking communication, we are going to see people get fired, get ousted. One day they're here, the next day they're not. They may even fire you. Not literally. I don't literally mean in your job. I mean from their life. Like, I'm here and now I'm not. So you'll see that this restless energy has people restless inside your life as well. So let me talk to you though about if you can capture the highest side of this, because there is a highest form and it can create brilliant, out-of-the-box, progressive aha moments. And this is where the lower mind, daily thoughts, blends with the higher mind, the philosophical and analytical parts of, Uranus can really serve, it can create absolutely brilliant breakthroughs and breakouts in your own life. So what new things do you want to learn or study? This is the time to kind of step into that risk, take it on. So on the low end, I mean, look at people are getting fired at Fox News every day, it seems. And we'll see who else just gets let go, if you will, for things they said. You have to be very careful about the things you say right now, because there's this erratic conversation. Be really aware of news coming out just in such abundance. I know we want to be aware, but we don't want to be saturated, and this can really saturate us. But radical change wants to happen right now, and also changing your perspective, changing the way you think, changing the way you talk, maybe changing what you read. It's a stirred up energy, and if you do nothing with it, I think it creates anxiety and restlessness. I say do something with it, but be deliberately methodical and deliberately slow. That's hard for me to do, but take extra time. So today I'm going to make my candles, and that's a very slow and methodical ritual, and I think it will really help me. It's like a bunch of chickens in the chicken coop going nowhere, and it can feel really frustrating, but it doesn't have to if you embrace it and you think about where you want to progress your thinking, your perspective, and the way you speak, and even your friendship circle. Be with people that don't stress you out right now. Now let's talk about the next thing, because I want to tell you that there's an enormous shift coming, and it's on the 9th, so just in a couple of days. And this is where the nodes are changing. And the nodes, let me show you this, okay? Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get my screen here for you, because this is really fascinating. So the south node and the north node, do I even have them in here? Oh, I don't. Oh, here I do. So here's the north node, and here's the south node. So the nodes have changed, and they're always exactly opposite of one another. And the south node moved from Pisces into Aquarius, and the north node moved into Leo. What does that mean? That is collectively where our world, where we are going as a society, actually just as the world, if you will, where we are headed, what our remedy is, and what we need to learn collectively and individually. But I look at this collectively, and you are a piece of that collective. You can do your part. So Leo is our lesson, and we need to leave behind the Aquarian. The Aquarian is the humanitarian, but it's also detached, and Leo is not detached. So this is not a time to become detached. This is a time to lead with love. The remedy for the world's problems, if you will, or for our collective problems, the energy, the positive energy for the planet, for the world, it is so critical, is the Leo energy. Now the south node is what we're leaving behind, and we are leaving behind that Pisces energy, and we've moved into being very cerebral, Aquarius, and a little bit detached. The Aquarius is the true humanitarian and wanting good for all, but we're trying to move into a more loving, heartfelt, playful place in that mission. So I just want to ask you to think about these things. What is Leo good at? Making amusement, making romance, making love, making play. Think of a Leo. I've got 5 in my mind right now. They are really good at creating fun. They make any job look fun. They make any job look so childlike and playful in some ways. They have their childlike spirit running their show and out in front. It's filled with heart. It's filled with generosity. And at the highest level, I believe this is also about putting good things into your life, finding joy, romance, happiness, playfulness, and it's about self-love. But I want you to ask yourself, and this is going to be for the next couple of years, what makes you shine? What makes your heart sing? What makes you happy? What makes you fall in love? That's what you should be doing. Focus on that. When you do that, you become a magnetic force, and other people will gravitate towards you, and your resonance will be shared with others. And if we all did that, what joy we would bring to this world. So the world is looking for joy. The world does not want to be detached to others anymore. So sinking into loving others and loving self and creating joy doing it is critical. It is the pulse. It is the thing that will save us collectively. I want you to think about how you can do that on a really personal level. And it's hard right now. By the way, that anxiety energy will go away pretty quickly, even in a couple of weeks. Hallelujah. We'll talk next month when Venus gets down to Uranus, and that's a different kind of thing. But when Mercury's there, it's just a double whammy. Now, on the 10th, I want you to mark your calendars. This is a really deep full moon. Now, when the moon is full, you know that it's in the opposite sign of the sun sign, so it's in Scorpio. And I got my little Scorpio coffee cup today. Got to take a sip. What does it say? It says forceful, emotional, determined, persistent, magnetic, passionate, jealous, and obstinate. I would say intense, super intense, super deep. There is not a more intense full moon than this full moon. So, but because it's deep and so laser beam focused, and it's kind of methodical and slow, it does not move fast, and it's deeply intuitive, I think it's a blessing for this scattered, crazed, restless, high anxiety Aries energy that's going on. And so I'm welcoming this full moon. But it's, this is what I think. You know, full moons are always about a time to let go of something. They're about losses. They're about shedding and removing, letting go. And this full moon is a deep, deep, deep emotional full moon. So when I tell you about this, be gentle with yourself. So this is a time when you're being asked to, this is on May 10th, when you're asked to really get in touch with your grudges and with your repressed emotions and with the emotions that you've been avoiding. And do what with them? Get in touch with them, and then I want you to transform them. Any grudge that you have had, I want you to transform it. Get a new perspective on it. Look at it from the other person's point of view. Quit taking how somebody offended you personally. I've got that in my own life right now. And I walk around every day bothered by it. On the 10th, I'm determined to let this go. And so because Scorpio can see through all the bullshit, and the Aries energy is right now is just scattered, mental, crazy, busy. I think this full moon is going to give us a very calm and deep and grounded and stabilizing energy. And it's going to ask us to get really, really real. And it's going to get us out of the nervous chicken coop where we overtalk and overthink and overanalyze and get over-offended and we overdo and we're overcorrecting and we're too damn busy. And this is a really slow down time. And we're being asked to literally clear the deck and don't do anything that serves us. Get rid of anything that you don't need, anything that's stressing you out. It can be as small as clutter in your closet or the drawers in your kitchen, or it could be your friendships, or it could be duties, responsibilities, and obligations. It could be that cleaning your house is stressing you out so bad that you should just hire help, or your garage. So it is a purge. It's usually an emotional purge. And it's usually like if a relationship is not serving you and bringing you so much stress, this would be a day to say goodbye to it. And it doesn't have to be mean or nasty. It can be done very calmly. This could also be changing a perspective or a grudge that you're holding about somebody. And standing still in that energy, I think, is so important on the 10th, because the deepest part of your soul wants to speak to you on that day. The deepest part of your heart and your emotions. So make a date with yourself. What I will be doing is probably making a bubble bath, because Scorpio is water. And literally sit with yourself while the bubbles bubble up. And not everything can be solved with a strategy and with analysis and in your head, you know, and having the best strategic plan and writing out a business plan and a to-do list and hard work and the discipline of Capricorn's hard work and sweat equity and Aries forcefulness and being a driver and running the show. You know, some answers and some problems can be solved right here in the heart through intuition. So this is a time to ask yourself, what does your intuition say? Now, a little playful note about this, I think we're going to see more sex scandals, and I think we're going to see secrets coming into the light, because secrets always come out on full moons, but it's in Scorpio. So taxes, death, and secrets, and and sex. So taxes, death, and sex. Secrets will come out. So get ready. There will be some juicy gossip. Probably a divorce, probably unexpected, shocking news, right? Because remember, we have the shocking news with the Uranus and Mercury, and then we've got those sexy secrets. So we'll see. That day, May 10th, is a day filled, full, overflowing with feeling. So it's going to help us, our intuition is going to help us, give us a solid direction and see through the clutter. So just remember that it's an interesting time. Taurus likes the simple feel-goods. Scorpio likes the complex depth and the mysterious. And Scorpio does really not like anything simple. It just doesn't value the simple. Taurus finds the pleasure and the beauty and the truth in life in the simplest of pleasures, in the rose that blooms, in the blanket that's so soft, in the friendship and a glass of wine, just in a nature hike, in a sunset. And so these are opposing one another, but I think it's important that we embrace both in order to get calm and centered with this other energy. I've got so much more to say. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it all, but let me try. I'll try to just do snippets. So on May 12th, Mars is in this big positive aspect to Jupiter. You know, Jupiter is the planet that exaggerates, and it's the planet of abundance, but it does exaggerate. So Mars, your life force energy, your animation, your chi, your drive, is in this perfect alignment with Jupiter, which makes it bigger. So this is a day of really big positive fuel for your life. And it's a day when you can really make things happen. So May 12th is a great day, but I want to tell you there's a little trick to this aspect, because it sits in negative aspect to Neptune. So you can be tricked and you can be deceived. So if the opportunity that you're receiving seems too good to be true, it just might be, because Neptune is delusions and illusions. It's where you get tricked and it's where you can get duped. So I want you to just double check the grandness of the day. It really might be a great day. You might receive a great opportunity. You might be able to create something enormous. But if I was offered a giant contract that day, I would be so excited and I would want to celebrate it, but I promise you I would double check the truth around the contract because of that Neptune. So if you stay true to your intuition and your gut feeling, you can take this aspect to build you can take this enormous drive to build a bigger, better life. This is a day when you can truly build and impact your dream. So harness that day. Do something special on that day. So on May 16th, let's see what's going on May 16th. We've got, okay, that's, okay, on around May 16th, thank God it's in 10 days. That energy that I was talking about, that Mercury-Uranus energy, where we wake up every morning with this restless anxiety, wondering if we've blown ourselves up yet, that goes away. So it calms way down. And so thank God, hallelujah. I'm looking forward to May 16th. And May 19th, this is a time when we make order out of chaos. So between that 16th and the 19th, we really get a lot more grounded. And this is a time when we can make incredible changes. If we put the work in, we can find a new sort of a new plan of action that can benefit us for a really long period of time. So the seeds that you plant around the 19th of May can last so long. They can have such beneficial, long-lasting reward. And I kind of want you to be a little bit more methodical on the 19th, really implementing your structure in a way that makes pragmatic sense. Planting pretty serious roots, planting your garden. You might get more responsibility, and you might get accolades or rewards for thinking outside of the box and being quite clever. So this is also a time when you can make some really good new friends. This is also on the 19th, a time when, believe it or not, two opposing parties, the old and the new, find a bridge and find a way to work together. So we're at the tail end here. Mark your calendar for the 20th of May. The sun is going to enter Gemini, yay, and we shift to really friendly communication. We need to make friends and connections, and we're going to feel more sociable. The flow of news and information, emails and social media will be welcoming. It will be a time to really communicate and connect, socialize, play. And the new moon, because new moons are always in the same sign as the sun sign, is in Gemini, and it's going to be a great new moon. Oh, I'm going to love this new moon. It's in Gemini. And so this is on May 25th. So mark your calendars. On the full moon, there's really no ritual to do except go within your intuition. But on the new moon, that's when you really lay out your wishes to the divine, and you put your crystal out, you light your candle, and you say your affirmations. You get in alignment with universe to co-create that which you wish for. So on the new moon, it's a time to really announce or pronounce what it is you want in a letter to yourself. Speak it out loud, declare it, because it is the planet of knowledge and communication. So what do you want to learn? What do you want to know? What do you want to talk about? Give a speech on that day. If you have an opportunity to speak up on the new moon. If you need to ask for a raise, ask for it on that day. If you want to ask anything of somebody, that's the day to make your request. So on the 29th of May, I think the 29th of May is an interesting day. It is a day when we can receive some bad news. And it might just be globally, but problems with authorities, systems, Mars and Saturn oppose each other. So it's a day when the grandfather and the father fight. It's the patriarchy. So there's a fight inside, probably men, and probably alpha males are at it, and or you have a problem with a male in your life. So just be patient on that day, because it's going to pass, and it's going to get better. And on the, on the 31st, we have a breakthrough. So that 29th energy can be rectified or remedied by the 31st. You know, it's time to just have a really positive attitude. Keep your hope and your faith. Know the spiritual warrior inside of you. Don't compromise your values right now. There's too much Aries energy, and with that Scorpio full moon, this is not a time when you want to compromise your morals, your integrity, or your values. Stick calmly and strongly to that which you believe in, and remember to master the energy, to really heal the energy. It's about love, being playful, and finding the child in you, making things fun, maybe turning off the news and watching, I don't know, Outlander on Stars. It's so good. And falling in love with life and your life, and being somebody that others can easily fall in love with too. Okay, so I'm going to turn off my recording now, and I'm going to take any questions that you might have, and we're going to go into our readings. So let me unmute you, and I'll just take you guys one at a time, okay? And let me just figure out how to say goodbye on the recording. So just give me 1 second. Here's the chart that you can look at. It's very interesting. Hopefully you can read the symbols. If not, you can look in this little box right here. This little box tells you Sun in the first house. There's Mars in Gemini.